57. Welcome inside what's still one of the great stadiums of the NFL. Legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, home of the Packers. Tonight on Sunday Night Primetime, it's the Indianapolis Colts and the Green Bay Packers. Welcome to you, Mike Tirico, along with Greg Olson. Chase McLaughlin set to get it started. Off we go on Sunday Night Football. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Off the play fake, it's Richardson. Off he goes. Richardson gonna hit the deck here, but not before he picks up a first down.
And this is something the defense knew they had to contain coming in today, Mike. They worked all week on containing this quarterback, but here we are, early on in the game, a nice scramble there, good yardage, and he's able to pick up the first down.
Here we go. Cougar 19. Ready.
Richardson to throw here on 1st and 10. That's complete. Jonathan Taylor out of the backfield. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. A gain there of 10 yards. First down, Indianapolis. Looking to throw. Richardson. Open man, his tight end, Tyler Warren. And they'll take this down inside the 35. That's a gain of 16. This offense is humming. A first down.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
From the gun, Richardson. He'll dump this off to Taylor. Complete. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. That is sweet. Gain of 16 on back-to-back plays. And another first down.
Let's go now.
On 1st and 10, here's Richardson. Right side, that is hauled in by Warren. That keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
On 2nd down, Richardson. That's hauled in at the 2. And they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be 1st and goal.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a first down.
Out of the shotgun, Richardson. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
When you look down the field, Mike, there's just really nobody creating any real separation. And instead, he tries to give one of his guys a 50-50 contested catch opportunity. But with the coverage as tight as it was, it just falls incomplete.
Throwing on 2nd down, Richardson to the goal line and in. Touchdown, Colts. It's his 3rd touchdown catch this year. No problem there on the extra point, and the Colts will take a 7-0 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. A handoff here to start the drive, but this will end up being a reverse. And he's going to have a Packers first down as he's up to the 45-yard line.
I like the change of pace. The idea that you want to keep the ball on the ground, but you don't want to do it in the traditional sense of just turning around and handing it off to your running back. So this time, they give it to the wide receiver. They get him in space, get the ball in his hands, and he turns it into a solid gain.
On 1st and 10, here is Dart. His first throw of the game, he's going to be intercepted. Picked off by their rookie second-rounder. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
77 Wood. Here we go. Here we go. Ready.
They'll go play action. It's Richardson. He'll get that one to Taylor. Complete. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Richardson. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
So after their defense gives them a gift on their last drive and gets them the ball back and on the field, they nearly return the favor following that dangerous throw of their own. And at this point, they're lucky to walk away with just an incompletion.
And he'll have the first down at the 26. So good job on the ground to keep this drive rolling.
I know it's early in this game, but in my mind, that's 4-down territory. And certainly now the coach doesn't have to make that decision. He keeps it on the ground on 3rd and short, gets a fresh set of downs, and now they got to see if they can come away with some points.
Flushed to his left. Now he'll run. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. And fortunately, one of his teammates there to save him. He'll wind up getting enough to pick up the first down.
Now, obviously, there's never a good time to fumble the ball. It's probably the thing that teams stress the most is ball security. But it makes it a little bit easier knowing that your own team was able to fall on top of it, and at least you can maintain.
And he's in! Jonathan Taylor. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Rader now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Colts will extend their first quarter lead. It's now 14-0. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Showing off the big leg. Didn't want to defend a return, so this ball going to be spotted at the 35-yard line. They'll run with the former 7th-round draft pick, Isaiah Pacheco. And he works past the 40, taken down after a gain of 7.
It's a gain of 7.
From the 42-yard line. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll stay on the ground and stay with Pacheco. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. A gain there of 15. First down, Packers.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Dart. It's to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
I'm not so sure he would have picked up the first down had they connected either way, but still, disappointing outcome to not at least get a handful of positive yards on that last one.
2nd and 10. On play action, it is Dart. This one is caught by Luke Musgrave. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they're going to mark him inside the 10-yard line. A big gainer for Green Bay. 36 yards.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
Throwing. Dart. That's complete to all the tight ends. They need 6 for the touchdown. 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal. At the Colts.
Throwing again. Dart. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long.
60, 18, Rattler, 18, Rattler. Let go. Come 19, come 19.
They'll trying to throw it, and here's Dart. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. And the Colts will get the ball at their own 17-yard line.
So you find yourself entering the red zone. Mike, it's hard to not start envisioning scoring a touchdown. Well, that interception, it changes everything. This is a huge missed opportunity. You have to capitalize and find a way to hang 6 on the defense.
Here's a deep shot for Pierce. And he is taken down. A big gain on that one. Great way for them to end this opening quarter. So, we are through one here on Sunday Night Primetime. It's the Colts out to the early lead. And we're back at Lambeau Field in just a moment. On play action, Richardson. And this one is caught by Pierce. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. They'll come up here, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Throwing is Richardson. That one complete to Pierce. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain. They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Here's Richardson. Wide open, middle of the field. He's got his receiver. And he's in. What a drive. Alec Pierce. Touchdown, Indy. A touchdown, lucky number 13 on the season. And the show continues. What a first half he's had, Greg. A 3rd touchdown pass with that one.
Mike, what stood out to me the most so far is just the amount of space these guys have had to operate in. I think if I'm this defensive coordinator, me and my staff at halftime are revisiting this game plan. They obviously felt good about it coming in, but I don't think there's anything to feel good about thus far.
To throw, it's Dart on 1st and 10. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 5. Here's Dart. Short throw there, pulled in by Musgrave. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard. It sets up 3rd down.
2 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Out of the gun, here comes Dart. That one caught. He finds Golden. And he is out of bounds.
A gain of 19 yards.
2nd time they've connected on this drive. 19 yards out of this one.
1st and 10.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. A handoff to Pacheco. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 25-yard line. Give him 15 more on that one. They are on the move. It's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
He'll go play action. Oh, no chance there. Under a heavy rush, he goes down.
And after allowing a chunk play on that previous down, nice job there settling in. They make a big play of their own, and they get him down for a sack.
On 2nd down, Dart. He'll get that to all his tight end. And he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 4, but now it's 3rd down.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
He's got his tight end. That's Musgrave. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
That's another Packers 1st down.
Out of shotgun. It's Dart. He's got his big tight end, Luke Musgrave. Touchdown, Green Bay. On now, Cade York for the point after. The kick is good. And the Packers get back in it. It is 21-7. Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. On the return, it's Robinson. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. On first down, they'll start with 10. This will be a short pickup to about the 30. Colin Oliver in on the tackle.
4 yards on the pickup.
Here's 2nd and 6.
Mustang 19. Let's go.
From the gun, Richardson. To the sideline, that is caught, but he's out of bounds. They tried to get him into space, coming out of the backfield, but instead it's incomplete and 3rd down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
I know, I'm biased, but listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you've got a guy like this, that on 3rd down or critical moments, that's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball. So the hope is, when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
3rd down and 3. Richardson to throw. Escaping to his left. He'll try and get there on the ground. And he'll be forced out of bounds. He'll get a dozen out of that one, scrambling his way to a first down.
Let's go now.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Richardson operating from the pistol. Going right sideline and complete. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
Ready.
They're at the 17-yard line now for 1st and 10.
Ready.
Out of shotgun, Richardson. This is caught 2. And he's in. Alec Pierce. Touchdown, Indianapolis. 2nd touchdown for him in the game. Number 14 on the year. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where, as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer. Because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
On the play fake, here's Dart, exiting the pocket right. He'll take a deep shot for downs. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line.
Cowboy 80. Cowboy 80.
Now Richardson forced to his right. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away. And that'll set up 2nd down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
try again. It's 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
Richardson going to look to throw. Pushed out to his left. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. Didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up 3rd down.
They just have to be more creative with their route concepts, Mike. I mean, there's nobody open, nowhere to go with the ball, and quarterback's just forced to throw that one away.
2 incompletions to start the drive, and it leads to 3rd down and 10. Off the play fake, it's Richardson. He's got a receiver, that's Woods. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Throwing, Richardson. He's hit as he threw. It goes to the ground, and it's an incomplete pass.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, just ends up being a wasted down.
Ready. Ready.
They'll go play action. It's Richardson. He'll dump this off to Taylor. Complete. Oh, nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. They're going to stop him for no gain. The Packers go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. They get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to play in this first half. 3rd and 10.
Come on, come on. Hit.
That's Pierce in motion.
19 Tigers. Let go.
From the gun on 3rd down, Richardson. And that is incomplete. Anthony Gould was the intended target. And it's going to be 4th down.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey, guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
That's a timeout for Green Bay. It'll be their 2nd. It comes with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. No move for the field goal unit. They're going to line up and go for it on 4th down. That's going to be caught.
And here we have a real gutsy call here, Mike, early in this game offensively. I think you're giving up a surefire field goal attempt, but at the same time, you're demonstrating to your players, hey, offense, I have a lot of trust in you, and let's see if they have this same approach as the rest of this game plays on.
Hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down. Operating from the gun, it's Dart. And downfield, it is Downs with the catch. And he'll be brought down, but not before they move it up past the 30-yard line.
That's good for a Packers. First down.
So it'll be 1st and 10. They'll scrimmage at the 33. A play fake, now Dart. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away, and that'll set up 2nd down.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half. He's got to settle down, have some more efficiency on these early downs, and get his offense into some sort of rhythm.
And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Here's a 3rd down and 4.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd.
Throwing again, Dart. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball, and it is 4th down. They'll go, and here's Dart. And this This is going to work out. They get the first down. It was 4th and 4, a little risk, but it pays off. So we reach the intermission in what has been an entertaining one to this point. Back with the second half in just a moment. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. And that one is through the back of the end zone. It is a touchback. Here's Dart on 1st and 10. That's caught right side. It's the tight end Musgrave. And he's out of bounds, but they take it to the red zone inside the 20. A big one there to start the second half. 47 yards. From the gun, here's Pacheco. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Here's a 2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Here's Dart. That's the 4th time tonight he's been intercepted. And the Colts are going to have it. They'll take over at their own 24-yard line. Richardson to throw here on 1st and 10. Forced out wide. That one down the field, but it is incomplete.
Ready. Dragon 60.
Second down throw for Richardson. To the right side here, pass is caught. And they're going to mark him down up past the 35. So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. Here's Richardson. Right side, that is hauled in by Warren. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line. That's catch number 5 tonight, and it's good for a first down. 1st and 10. To throw, it's Richardson. He's going to take a shot. Sends it down the middle. This one batted away. It's incomplete. Good hands there in the end zone. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Throwing is Richardson. He'll get that one to Taylor. Complete. And he'll get about 7. Still short of that first down. And they'll try to convert it on 3rd down.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up 3rd down.
From the gun, Richardson. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there. Make things difficult defensively. It sets up 4th down. Looking to throw. Richardson. That'll be intercepted. And the Packers will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
The 4th down pass. Intercepted.
We'll go play action here with Dart. A throw on the move is caught. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. From the 46-yard line, a 2nd down and 6. He'll let this one go long for Williams. And that is incomplete. Trying to get it to Savion Williams there. Now it's going to be 3rd down.
I love that they continue to stay aggressive here, Mike. And that route right there, we used to call it a big 8. It's a deep post route, but the ball placement isn't exactly where it needs to be, and that's a missed opportunity.
He's got his man. That's down. And he's out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, out inside the 20. To the air again goes Dart. That one to the sideline is over everybody. But now a penalty flag will come in. They may get him for grounding. Dart gonna throw it again. He'll get that complete to Isaiah Pacheco. And he's going to be marked out down at the 5. It picks up 25 yards and gives them a golden opportunity. It's first and goal. On the play fake, here's Dart. That is on. What a job on the scramble. Luke Musgrave. Touchdown, Green Bay. He's got another one. His second touchdown of the evening. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
On 1st and 10, here's Richardson. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up second down.
19, Charger, 19.
Richardson will give it to Taylor. And he'll pick his way forward. A gain of about 5. And that's going to set up third down.
Come on. 60 Maverick. 19 Charger. 19 Charger.
Richardson operating from the pistol. He's got his tight end. That's Warren. And they will bring this into the red zone. Big connection inside the 20. A big gainer for Indianapolis. A pickup of 44 yards.
60 Eagles. 60 Panther 11. Panther 11. 18 Rattlers. 18 Rattlers.
Richardson to throw it here on first down. Picked off by Byron Murphy. He works free. Right side. Still on the move. Inside the 10. And he's going to bring this one back the distance. Touchdown, Packers. York, good on the extra point. And the Packers are back to within 7. It's 28-21. Here's McLaughlin now after the score. He'll pick this one away. On the return, it's Robinson.
The Colts take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready, set.
From the 25, they'll go to work. First and 10. Out of shotgun, Richardson. Now, right on the heels of the pick six, he is intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And he's going to be looking at a short field for the offense after the INT. Chance to tie the game or even take the lead.
First and 10.
On first and 10, here is Dart. Oh, for the 5th time, he is intercepted. Picked off by Nick Cross. Into space. To the 20. And he's going to bring this one back the distance. Touchdown, Colts.
That's about as bad as it can possibly get, Mike. You're only one play into the drive. You're trying to establish a little early rhythm, get something going, and now you're jogging off the field watching your opponent celebrate in the end zone. So they're going to have to come back out here on offense pretty quickly, regroup, take a deep breath, and try to bounce back.
This will be returned from the 6. They'll get this up past the 20. That's where they'll set up shop.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
On first down, Dart. A looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete.
It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately this passing game here today, Mike. And I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution and leads to an incompletion.
Dart going to throw here on second down. He'll check that down to Pacheco. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down. He'll try and run it here with Pacheco. First down and more to the 45. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line. We have a timeout for injury, and that is Sauce Gardner, who is in some discomfort. To throw, it's Dart on 1st and 10. And is open middle of the field. It is caught. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. It's a gain there of 26 yards. Here's Dart on 1st and 10. Here's a shot toward the end zone. And that ball led him too far, maybe too wide. Out of bounds, incomplete. He was trying to connect with Matthew Golden that time. And it'll bring up second down.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. 19 tight, 19 tight. Go.
Operating from the gun, it's Dart. On the move left. And he'll wind up with a short pickup as he slides to a stop. And that's going to bring up third down. Packers go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. Talk things over before third down.
Here we go, set.
Out of shotgun, it's Dart. A toss, left side, caught by his running back. And he's going to be marked out of bounds down at the 3. That's a gain of 16 yards, and it sets up 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Pacheco. And he's going to be stopped just short of the goal line. Couldn't reach that ball across, setting up 2nd and goal. That is caught, and he's into the end zone yet again. Luke Musgrave. Touchdown, Green Bay. That's his 3rd touchdown of the game, and number 12 on the year. Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. On the return, it's Robinson. And he'll be taken down on the return on what will be the final play of this 3rd quarter. In motion is Warren. 4th quarter commences. It's a run by Taylor. And he's got some space. Up past the 30 to about the 32-yard line. A pick up the 7. Here's 2nd and 3 to go.
At the 32-yard line.
Off the play fake, it's Richardson. Forced out wide. Now he'll run it.
I love this call, Mike. 2nd down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. But a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up the 1st down.
And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Richardson to throw. He'll find Woods. That one is caught. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. A couple of 1st downs, and the football is out to the 48-yard line as they come up 1st and 10.
A gain of 13 yards. 1st down, Colts.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I can guarantee you that interception he threw on the previous drive, that's still in the back of his mind. You got to know when to take a chance, and you got to know when to just throw the ball away and live for the next down.
And they'll take this down inside the 35. They get 19 on that pass play. That's good for a Colts first down.
A gain of 19 yards.
Cowboy 80.
And the Colts
Cowboy
first
80.
down.
Trap 60. Trap 60. Steady.
Here's Richardson. Oh, they got the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And the Packers are going to have it. They'll take over at their own 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
On play action, it is Dart. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. Work to do now as they come up on second and long.
At the 16-yard
Dart.
line.
Flush to his right. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through. And it's going to bring up a third down.
I know it fell for an incompletion, but pretty impressive. He was able to push that ball really far downfield as he was being hit. Really says a lot about the arm strength that this quarterback has.
Third and long, and Dart is going to throw. And that one's incomplete. They really ratcheted up the coverage there, and they force fourth down.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's fourth down. Escaping the blitz gets there. He is sacked, and they turn it over on down. An opportunity for what could be a game-sealing touchdown right here. First down and goal. Headed left, buying time. That's to the end zone, but it is incomplete.
And this game almost just flipped completely on his head. You find yourself with a lead, just trying to milk the clock away in the fourth quarter, and that's a gift. I mean, that defender just flat out drops the ball.
And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Anthony Richardson, touchdown, Indy. The extra point is good. And the Colts will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start.
28-yard line.
Throwing, Dart. He'll take a deep shot for down. That's caught. Yeah. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 72 yards. Touchdown, Green Bay. Out of the gun, here comes Dart. He will get in for the 2. They open up the bag of tricks on the goal line and add a pair of points. So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a 1-score game as they kick it away. And he'll manage to get this back only to about the 20-yard line.
Got it. Ready? 19 Tiger. 19 Tiger. Ready? Go.
They'll start this on the ground. It's Taylor. Brought down at the 21. A gain of 1.
So everything this defense talks about, Mike, is creating negative plays. It's one of the best run defenses in football. Everything is about suffocating you at the line of scrimmage, make you work for everything you get.
And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. Jayden Reed was the intended target. And it's going to be third down. From the gun, Richardson. He'll dump this off to Taylor. Complete. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up fourth down. Now Richardson. Coming open is Pierce. It's on target. And he is going to have a Colts first down. As that'll be a gain of 15 on fourth down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
60 Vikings.
On play action, Richardson moving to his left. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. These two got it going on. 19 on that connection. And another first down. Give up the middle to Taylor. And it'll be taken down at the 25-yard line. Nice chunk here in this good-looking drive. Pickup of 14 and a first down.
This is the moment in the game, Mike, where it really matters to have a run game. You find yourself winning here late. You want to try to run the clock out and finish with the ball. And boy, do they ever. Give credit to this offensive line and running back. They came through when their team needed them the most.
And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away. And that'll set up second down.
And you think back earlier, remember, Mike, he threw that pick six in a very similar situation. So this time around, much better decision. Doesn't take any chances. Smart move to just throw that one away.
Rolling to the left. And this is too far out in front. That one's incomplete.
I can sit up here all day, Mike, and we can talk about the missed throw. But I think a lot of the credit has to go to the pass defense. Not only did they do a good job making it difficult for them to complete the pass, but I think they saved the touchdown along the way.
He'll get that one to Taylor. Complete. His second grab on this drive. Good for 11 yards, but most importantly, a first down.
Come on.
First down, Colts.
On the handoff, it's Taylor. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard. That's timeout for Green Bay. It'll be their second. 70 seconds left to go in this game.
80. Let's grab him. 60. 60 Vikings. 60 Vikings.
They'll drop to throw. Moving to his right. He bought as much time as he could, but he will finally be taken down. Packers going to use their final timeout now as it comes with a minute 4 left to go in the game. This crowd into it now as we get to third down.
19, 18.
Richardson. And that is incomplete.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
A 36-yard attempt.
And this one, right down the middle. It's good. And that could be big. They now take a 2-score advantage.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
This is 1st and 10. A play fake, now Dart, rolling right. That is brought in. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. Here's first down.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
The throw is Dart. That's caught by Golden, right side.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to, what they call, punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
Clark gonna throw it again. And this is gonna be a touchdown. Hold everything. They are not done yet. Big play coming up for the Pack as they're gonna go for 2. Here we go. One final play. That is caught. And they get the 2-point conversion.
I know it sounds like I'm being biased, Mike, but I'm really not. Down here this close to the end zone, especially on 2-point tries, the size, the length, the athleticism, and matchups these tight ends can create, man, they are a tough handle, and it leads to 2 points.